Good evening, everyone. We're going to call to order the regular City Council meeting for September 7th, 2022. I'd ask that all stand. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have invocation by Old Lady McDowell. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord God, we thank you for blessing us to see another day. We ask you, Lord, to come into our council chambers. Bless the city of Markham. Bless each and every council member that is present on tonight. Bless all the residents that are here. Bless us and give us direction, Lord, as we govern this city, as we do everything unto you, that it is done decent and in order. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Mayor Adcower.
Here.
Alderman Lady Hampton Howard. Present. Alderman Barron.
Present.
Alderman Lady McDowell.
Present.
Alderman Jones.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Approval of minutes, regular City Council meeting minutes for August 17th, 2022.
I make a motion that we approve our city minute meeting. I'm sorry, I lost which page. For August 3rd, 2022. 17, I apologize.
Second.
Motion by All Lady McDowell, second by All Lady Hampton for approval of minutes for August 17th. Question? Roll call?
Alderman Jones.
Yes.
Alderman Lady Hampton Hauser. Yes. Alderman Lady McDowell.
Yes.
Alderman Barron.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Authorizations, claims, and accounts, the bill list.
Yes, Mayor, I'll call.
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve the City of Markham invoice payments for bills for September 7, 2022, which reads as follows. Corporate, $208,305.17. Water and sewer, $427,311.47. We have solid waste at $42,645.52. Our motor fuel, $20,283.50. We have the Markham Senior Living Complex at $27,549.76. Our roller rink is $21,561.38. We have hotel motel, $106,306 each. We have Tiff Dixie Highway, $74,164.50, which gives us a total of $928,127.30. We have manual change amount of $17,265.95, which gives us a grand total of $925,393.25.
Second.
Motion by All Lady Hampton, second by Alderman Barron for approval, authorization, claims, and accounts, the bill list. Question? Roll call?
Alderman Lady Hampton.
Yes.
Alderman Lady McDowell.
Yes.
Alderman Jones. Yes. Alderman Barron.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Then we'll go right over to the city attorney's report. We have several ordinances.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, members of the public, with respect to the city attorney's report, it starts on 8A going through 8J. Under 8A, there's a proposed resolution approving the extension and renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of the continued local state of emergency in the city of Markham, and approving the mayor's determination regarding modifications to in-person meetings in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, September 7, 2022.
Mayor Adcower.
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 22R689, approving the extension and renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of continuing local state of emergency within the city of Markham, and approving the mayor's determination regarding the in-person meeting in response to COVID-19.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alder Lady McDowell for approval of resolution for the extension and renewal of reproclamation and declaration of the continued local state of emergency within the city of Markham as read. Roll call?
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderlady Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
Alderlady McDowell,
Yes.
and Alderman Barron.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, we have under 8B, proposed ordinance entitled an ordinance amending chapter 97, nuisances, in section 151.03, amendments to the 2018 IPMC, the Markham City Code, to regulate nuisance greenery.
Mayor Arpaio,
Yes.
I make a motion that we waive the reading to ordinance number 22-0-2337, an ordinance amending chapter 97 and section 151.03, amendments to the 2018 IPMC of the Markham City Code to regulate nuisance greenery.
Second.
Motion by Alderlady Hampton, second by Alderlady McDowell to waive the reading for ordinance amending chapter 97 nuisances as read. Roll call?
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderlady Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
No.
Alderlady McDowell.
Yes.
Mayor Arpaio,
Yes.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 22-0-2337, an ordinance amending chapter 97 nuisance in section 151.03, an amendment to 2018 IPMC of the Markham City Code to regulate nuisance greenery.
Motion by Alderlady Hampton, second by Alderlady McDowell for approval of ordinance amending chapter 97 nuisances as read. Questions?
Yes, sir. I have a couple of them. I'd like to start off on page 5, where it takes out the fact that notices of lien shall be mailed to owner premises, and then also talks about the notice put on the water bill. You know, I've seen some of these fines, they can range from $25 to $700. And a couple of my constituents already told me that they have problems, they have gotten bills. So it's like 200, which means some people say the bill started at $75, and, you know, it started back in 2017, now the bill is $300. So I wish that we can actually implement it where we can just simply put it on the water bill. You know, maybe we can put a section down here, we can name this section, fines, penalties, or service charges, so that way the people will know that, you know, these bills are this way before they escalate to that level. You know, so I wish there was some kind of documentation that we can put in here stating something like that, saying that, okay, you know, we're gonna mail you the bill, and then we're gonna put it on your water bill. So that way people will know prior to these fines. A $700 bill for having weeds, that can be, you know, corrected or cleaned up. I believe it's found on, on page 5. You see that spot?
My page 5 is all crossed out.
Correct. It used to be on there. It used to, on.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
You know, where it used to be, you know, we used to, we could put it on the water bills, but now it's just completely out with the new corrections, you know, and they made those changes. You know, also, you know, I was looking at actually page 7 about natural landscape. You know, what is the criteria for natural landscape? Because there's no details for natural landscape. You know, the city of Markham being the prairie capital of the prairie states, you know, we have drop seed, we have sun drop, we have paintbrush, we have, Greensburg, you know, that's part of the nature. So is there like a detail of natural landscape that we can use to, you know, is there the definition of natural landscape? Have that been added yet? Go ahead, you speak. You have some words, other lady?
Oh, I'm following protocol first. I'll let the mayor speak, and then if I can rebuttal, I will.
Okay.
Well, you've got a couple of questions, Alderman. We're kind of down the road with this. I mean, this isn't really the place for this tonight. This would take more than the whole evening to try and field what you're asking. These are corrections that the building officials feel that they need to put in place so they can further do their job. most of these are tickets anyway. It's not something that you put on a water bill. That's not how you notify people that they have an issue. They get a ticket. So this is already down the road. You know, the building officials have met with myself, Mr. Champion. These are things that they need to do in the field. Now, I mean, we're way down the line here. We've gone through a whole ordinance of changes, and we're just talking about it tonight that you've got questions like that. I mean, I can't say how, you know, one way or the other what your question really means. I don't know. You know, I can't really respond to it.
Okay. I mean, I noticed that.
I mean, other than what I said about the water bill, that isn't how people get a ticket. They get a ticket and then they get notices about tickets. That's how that goes.
Correct. You know, I mean, when the tickets go out, you know, after the ticket goes out, it's not paid, can it be put on a water bill instead of a lien? Because then the ticket jumps from $75 to $300.
Yeah, you're saying lien the water?
No, can the bill, can the ticket be put on the water bill?
Oh,
So
I
while
don't
it's
think we
still
can do
low
that.
at
I think
$75.
we tried that years ago, I think. I don't know if the law department can respond to that, but I don't think we have a right to lien their water account.
No, it's not leaving the water account, it's just adding another title on the water bill, because right now, currently.
But
we have-
putting the charges over to that?
Yes.
Oh,
You know, because right now on the water bill, you have the water, you have the sewage, you have the garbage. We put on here also fines, you know.
well, we find fines on the address itself.
Mhm.
You know, when we do a search, we search that property and we find that property has fines on it. So we're able to locate that all the time, and then that's where people go into the discovery mode about, you know, I didn't see this, I didn't know that, but it could be, you say that, they know about tickets somewhere. That happens, we hear it every day. You know, then some people didn't know about the water bill. I didn't know my water bill was due.
Okay. Okay, all right. Also, I noticed that it says here on page 7, section E, that there will be a sticker placed on the window, the door, and it can't be removed. It's removed. You have to be authorized by the city. You know, so how does that work? So I mean, once again, I'm just trying to process. You know, just for like weeds, dandelion, you put a sticker on the window for abatement. You know, how far does this go? I mean, it's targeted. You know, is it targeting just a regular person, or is it just? I mean, I don't. You know, it seems like it's kind of excessive.
Targeting anybody that's in violation of the ordinance.
All right. So if you have weeds in your yard, you just put a sticker on the window.
If that's what it said, if that's what it meant, I'd have to reread it myself.
Yeah, it's page 7, section E, notice of abatement nuisance. It's the bottom line. It should be unlawful for anyone to deface, tamper with, or remove the notice to abatement sign for the property that's posted unless authorized by the city. So they're going to put this sign. I understand they have it for no work permits. I get that. But for weeds, for grass, you're going to put a sticker on something. I mean, it's kind of like, wow. It's kind of like a, you know.
Well, I can't tell you that's what it meant. It could mean that you do that. It could mean that you don't. I don't know. Depends on maybe the circumstance. But we do post some houses, but I don't know if it would be, maybe if the nuisance is that bad, maybe you do that.
Mm-hmm. Because I was wondering.
It's vacant, it's abandoned.
Recording.
Okay. Because I was just wondering if we can have just phases that can go up to, like, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 before it
Oh,
gets
man,
there.
I don't know when you got this, but before tonight, I really think we should have talked about this, about what you're concerned with. I don't, what the rest of council's opinion is.
Okay.
Tonight, but
Okay.
council, any other questions? I mean, is it just Alderman Jones that feels this way about this ordinance? Are we gonna put it to the side, or what we're gonna do? Because, I mean, tonight's not the night to do
I think
this.
putting the notice in a conspicuous spot, I think it's a good idea because it draws attention to it.
That's true, but the only problem I have is that right now there's a notice in somebody's yard right now, and because she's not there, they're taking stuff out of her yard because she's not there. So it's kind of like a signal for criminals. Oh man, she's out of her house. Let's go to her backyard and take her lawnmower. You know, let's take us to some stuff, because it's just things out. That's all.
It's just the responsibility of the homeowner.
We have stickers
It's
on all the vacant
responsibility of the
houses, no occupancy, you know, that's already on all the vacant houses,
Correct.
okay? And, I mean, I don't think that's rang any dinner bell.
No.
And the thing about it is, so many people complain that, like, if they would have wrote a ticket and put it in the door, well, I didn't get it. I didn't see that. Well, I'll tell you what, when it's stuck to your front glass, you got it, okay? You got it, and if you don't want your neighbors looking at it, wondering what you're doing, then get it fixed.
I mean, but
I mean, I suppose it's a hard approach, but I don't know about you, Alderman, but this summer, I'm ready to pull my hair out with grass, weeds, and trees. I mean, these guys can't cut it fast enough. And, you know, I've got yards that, you know, 16 inches tall. It looks horrible. The neighbors are complaining because it, you know, it attracts bugs, it attracts mosquitoes. I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, I can see your point.
I mean, it's just the language. I don't mind you putting a sticker, but for them to say they can't remove it without your permission, it's like, wow,
Well,
for grass.
They put the stickers on when they cut the water off, and as soon as building and coding drive away, the people take it off.
And go turn the water back
And
on.
absolutely, so
This is for grass, though. It's like,
it's still the part that they need
It's
to
just-
maintain their home.
wow.
It's just
Okay.
as bad.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Okay, council, any other questions with this?
No, Mayor.
All right, moving on, we got a question, and I guess we're roll calling.
Alderman Jones,
No.
Alderman Lady Hampton Houser,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Lady McDowell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we have under 8C, a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 94, Fire Prevention, Fireworks of the City of Markham Code to regulate burning in the City of Markham.
Mayor, I'm proud.
Yes,
I make a motion that we waive the reading to ordinance number 2202338. An ordinance amending chapter 94 fire prevention fireworks of the Markham City Code to regulate burning in the city of Markham.
Second.
motion by Alderlady Hampton, second by Alderlady McDowell to waive the reading for ordinance amending chapter 94, fire prevention fireworks, of the Markham City Code, as read. Roll call?
Alderman Barron. Alderman Barron.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Alderman Jones.
No.
Alderman Lady McDowell.
Yes.
Alderman Lady Hampton Houser.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mayor Alpao.
Yes,
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 22-0-2338, an ordinance amending chapter 94 fire prevention fireworks of the Markham City Code to regulate burning in the city of Markham.
Second.
motion by Alderlady Hampton, second by Alderlady McDowell for approval of ordinance amending chapter 94, fire prevention fireworks, as read. Question?
Yes, sir. This one here, are you saying that there's no burning at all, not even fire pit? No, this is language is saying.
Correct, just about.
So you can't have a fire pit. You can't have like a little, little portable fire pit, for keeping mosquitoes away, We have a lot of mosquitoes, so just a little portable fire pit, or anything. Because it seems like, and on page 3, it says that no person shall burn, set fire to cause to burn any set of thing combustible material within such cities. So, I mean, it seems to me it's even talking about like a fireplace. I mean, if you have a fireplace in your house, it just seems like, in your garage, what is, it just seems like you just removed all fires at all, even you're going to have a fire pit in the garage, because it talks about steel, and I mean, it's talking about all, you can have a fire at all, even if it be gas, because the only thing it pushes is like, it seems like, portable fire pits, chimneys, outdoor fire pits. It gives you,
Outdoor fireplaces.
fireplaces. Right. Correct. So, I mean, so it removes all of those items.
It says out, just what you read, outdoor fireplace.
Okay, you know, and then also I see the fines, once again, it's from $100 to $700. Once again, is that a phase process? You know, like I was thinking maybe 1, 2, 3, the first phase, $50, the second phase is $100. Is there a level of phases that you go to before you get fined, or is it
It's
just?
a scale, Alderman, that
Okay.
the judges and hearing officers have the latitude, longitude to move around on.
Okay,
So they can move it. The code enforcers are also able to move that around.
okay. When it says that,
Right. Would you say, Attorney? No.
Alderman, you might want to take a look at, under B, which would be 94.01. B, A has the definitions, but B indicates clearly, it says outdoor fireplaces shall not be used within 10 feet of any property, line, or structure. So the alternative would be you can use it, but you need to have use of that take place outside. 10
that's what I was trying to get, I was trying to get
Well,
some
this
clarity
is for
on.
outdoor fireplaces. That doesn't respond to fire pits. That's just outdoor fireplace.
So, but a fire pit, you can't have a fire pit.
No.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was.
Mayor,
It's very confusing because if you read
I don't see that.
definition A,
yeah,
that says
Yeah, but I
outdoor
don't-
fireplaces, fire pits are
wasn't-
included.
fire pits are included, but it has to be at
Then
least
if
10
you look
feet.
at
B,
B,
thank you.
But it has to be a minimum of 10 feet.
But if it's a fire pit, you can't do it all then. It's just removing
No,
all.
he's saying that the language is allowing it. That's what the attorney's telling me now.
Correct. If you look under definitions, it does include that.
Right, it says
Under-
it's gotta be 10 feet.
Outdoor fireplaces. So if you read A fully, it indicates all those things that are included. Fire pits, portable fire pits, chimneys, those are all included. Further definitions about all three of those fire pits, portable
that's
fire
the way
pits,
I
and
took
chimneys.
it.
And then
So you
B,
can have them.
You
Yeah,
can have them, but they have to be used within, can't be used within 10
10
feet
feet.
of the property.
10 feet apart.
That makes no sense to
Correct.
me.
Okay, because I mean, I didn't read it that way, but okay, as long as you can have it. Okay, as long as it's not 10 feet from the property. Okay,
Okay, we clear?
I can bring that.
Where we at? You still have a question?
yeah, so I mean, as long as for the record, you still have a fire, you can still have a fire pit, you just can't be 10 feet from the property.
You saying that's what the section,
and that's what the ordinances are everywhere too as well, Mayor.
That's what
That's
he
what all the other cities are doing. They have to be 10 feet from a structured building.
you saying that's what section B means, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't read that, so I read something differently, but okay. Okay, then I'm okay with that then, if it's okay for the record.
Okay, we're in question, any other questions?
Yeah, that's the way I understood it.
No further questions,
Any other
sir.
questions?
No.
Okay, roll call?
Alderman Lady McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Lady Hampton Hauser,
Yes,
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
motion carried.
Next, under 8D, we have an ordinance amending Chapter 90, abandoned vehicles of the Markham City Code to regulate the location of repair or maintenance of vehicles in the city of Markham.
Mayor Alfaro,
Yes.
I make a motion that we waive the reading to ordinance number 22-0-2339. 2339. An ordinance amending Chapter 90, abandoned vehicles of the Markham City Code to regulate the location of repairs or maintenances of vehicles in the city of Markham.
Motion by Our Lady Hampton, second by Our Lady McDowell, to waive reading for ordinance amending chapter 90, abandoned vehicles, as read. Roll call?
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Lady Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman Lady McDowell,
Yes.
motion carried.
Mayor Alfaro,
Yes.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 22-0-2339. An ordinance amending chapter 90, abandoned vehicles of the Markham City Code to regulate the locations of repair or maintenance of vehicles in the city of Markham.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hampton, second by Alderman McDowell for approval of ordinance amending chapter 90, abandoned vehicles as read. Question.
Yes, section number 90.05, it talks about vehicles. So a person cannot work on a car, or so you just can't work on somebody else's car. So if I have like a flat, if I have like a change of lights on my car, or a person have to change the lights on their car, or a person have to, do something, light on their car. Are they allowed to work on their car? I understand where it says that if somebody, like, we always have those shade tree mechanics. So somebody bring their car over and work on it. But it seems like in this language is that you can't do it either. Am I reading that wrong? Or are you saying that a person
I
can't?
wouldn't read it that way, but, I wouldn't read it like that. This is, pretty much designed if someone's probably running business on their own.
Okay, but a person can actually do work on their car if so be, like a change of tire.
Yeah, I don't think this, I think that the officers have that discretion to understand that's what people are maintaining their vehicle.
Okay,
Maintenance that.
okay.
I
Yeah,
think
'cause
this was apply to business.
Yeah, because I have to say as well, Mayor, because we do have a lot of individuals who actually work on multiple cars in their driveways. So I think this ordinance, updating this ordinance is very important.
All right, and then also on page 4, where it talks about the Canterbury Shopping Center, it really targets Canterbury Shopping Center, but it's the same language on page 5. But what about other businesses? They don't say nothing about like, the AutoZone or the Markham Plaza or any places, but it really targets the Canterbury Shopping Center. So what about other?
That's old language. I don't know, that's been around for about 25 years. I think we just added to the shopping center's been something we stopped repair on. I remember that writing tickets myself for that. We don't have to write it specific. We just had a larger parcel that we needed to deal with.
Okay.
Because people were buying from, back then, I forget the auto place that was in there where Dollar Tree is at, and they were just changing oil in front of the auto parts place. They go get their oil, they start changing the oil right there. So that's what, we're trying to make sure that people don't set up shop in the shopping center and just start changing tires and everything else.
Goes back to Track Auto.
Yeah, that's what it was, Track Auto.
They were buying brakes, pulling around the side of the
Do a
building.
great job in the shopping center.
One guy was
That's
even
all.
caught changing the transmission fluid.
Transmission.
So that's what, if someone becomes specific to another business nuisance in that regard, then we would have to target it.
Okay.
But I think this was geographically an issue, just to make sure, and besides that being more private property, if you will, we had to regulate it in some manner so we have the right to get in there. More so, we have to make a law specific to get in there. That's really what this means.
Okay.
Because if not, they can say, well, because I think all in there, we were going back and forth about people parking trucks over there. Until we have a ordinance to go in there and stop them, even the shopping center, it's almost at mercy, for people for us to go in there and start enforcing stuff on their properties. We need a law the same way we can regulate people in their homes. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. I was just wondering the language to stop people from just doing light stuff on their own personal cars.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it says it in the first paragraph.
What's that?
In 907, except for vehicles owned by the occupant on a residential property bearing a valid state of Illinois registration and current Markham City sticker.
And I saw something else with doing something for somebody else in here as part of that too. that you had to own it, it wasn't somebody else's vehicle, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
So you're not working on people's stuff at your house and that.
Right.
It doesn't stop anybody from working on their own vehicle.
No,
Okay.
I'm not
Sounds
gonna change these words.
Me either.
Stop.
All right, thank you.
All right,
And no, Mayor, I'm sorry, I thank you for just giving everyone here as well an update on exactly what ordinances are. You know, these ordinances have been on the books many years, and as our city changes and new things come about, we have to actually revisit the ordinance and add to it or take away from it. So that's basically what we're doing tonight.
yeah, and it's good that, you know, we're, you know, updating things, and certainly, by all means, I would just tell the council, you know, for the sake of time, I can definitely take time with any of you about these ordinances as well as the building official. They can come out, or we can sit, or whatever, so we can have more time with these things. So, any other questions? Let's go to roll call.
Alderman McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alder Lady Hampton Hauser.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We need executive session. Station. That's tied to this.
Okay. With respect to items under 8E, F, G, H, and I have nothing unless someone has something. Not hearing anything, then I'll move to 8J, litigation. I need to reserve approximately 15 minutes to discuss a litigation matter. Other than that, that's all that I have under my report this evening. Thank you.
Okay. We're going over to the city clerk's report. Good evening, Madam Clerk.
Good evening. First, I have a couple of announcements from the library before we move to business licenses. The Markham Public Library is collaborating with Nordson Green Earth to install new nature green spaces outside on the library property. We would love your input in how you and your family interact with the library and nature. We hope to gain a greater understanding of community needs, and your participation is essential. There's a survey that takes less than 5 minutes to complete, and you will be entered into a raffle to win a $50 Amazon gift card. And I believe some are available up here tonight so that you get some of the surveys. Also, you're invited on Wednesday, September 14th at 9:30 a.m. to the Markham Public Library. We're planning a children's nature nook at the Markham Public Library, and we hope to see you there. And now I'll move to business licenses. Jack Harris Transportation.
I make a motion that we open the floor.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless somebody has questions.
Yeah. Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. Good evening, Jack Harris Transportation.
Yes, I'm online.
Oh, you have someone online for Jack Harris Transportation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, who's gonna be doing the talking? Okay, all right, good, all right. So, the council may have some questions about your business, but you can certainly just tell us briefly the nature and the order of your business tonight.
Excited of coming to the city of Markham. We are no strangers to Markham. I grew up in Markham. My parents raised 6 of us in Markham. And we've been in business, Harris Transportation, Jack Harris Transportation. We have been in business for over 40 years. We have city contracts with the city of Chicago, transporting children with special needs, disability. We do field trips we do community service, we do offer free services to various organizations who patronize and utilize our service. We are available, we're excited about coming to Markham, we're hoping to expand. We are currently hiring school bus drivers, bus monitors, and school bus attendants. Very simple, we offer free training, and if anyone in the city council has someone in your community that's interested in employment, we would love to have them to come and talk to me, or we offer training. I see my dad is here, Mr. Harris, he's the boss, he's the president, and I'm currently the office manager as well as operations manager. So I am available for any questions. We're trying to obtain a business license where we can all be under one umbrella. I've been trying to find a location for the last few years. We're hoping to obtain some land. I think when I spoke to the mayor years ago, I drove around and tried to secure land with everything that I brought and presented. It was already being occupied or some other business in terms of coming. So right now we have office space and we want to start somewhere. And if we did start with the office space, and then maybe later on, we could have enough or purchase a bigger area where we could bring the school buses where we're at now. They have completed a lot of different, but I won't say violations, but accommodate us. The buses weigh a certain pound and certain weight, so we had the asphalt done, we've had to extend it beyond for the weight of the bus. So right now, where we're at, we're preparing and doing everything that we can so we can all come together. So we're one place, is another place. So we're trying to just come to the city of Markham where we can be under one umbrella, all of us will come together. So that's about it. You know, I've spoken to several of you guys concerning it, so we got excited. I'm looking forward to, I have some ideas that I would like to present to our aldermen as before it comes. So look at me, because you will be hearing from me like that.
Yeah, this is Old Lady McDowell's ward, and Old Lady McDowell, you did go over, did you visit with them?
I did go over, but it is with my understanding, this is only for office space, correct?
Right now, yes.
Okay, so there's no buses on the premises?
No way.
Okay, I did notice that they did not check off inspections, and then I think that's based on what's being approved for tonight. But I do want to emphasize that, you know, there is absolutely no buses allowed over there. This is only for office use.
Any other
And so
questions?
hours that you will be operating are Monday through Friday from 5 to 5?
Right now, it's 6 to 5 p.m. As the winter months come, we'll be coming a little earlier, because, you know, warm up with, snow and things like that, and then we want to be traveling. So, as we get to the winter ones, we might come in like 5:30.
I'm sorry, Old Lady, I kind of got out there ahead of you. Was there any other questions?
Yes. I know Pastor Harris, he's been a good man throughout the years, and what he's done for the kids in the community. He wants to be offering some of those triple goods. I mean, he's take the kids skating, take different events, over in our park district, take them to the prairie, so what he wants to do to help, alive, but it'd be very, very helpful.
Probably a little more.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of event planning as well, so, with respect to my alderman and you or whoever else, I look forward to putting some input and sitting and observing how it is in my field, so I'm excited.
Okay,
I would definitely love to get involved.
thank you. Pastor Harris?
Still involved in my name. And what I would like to see on some vision made for artists. And also I was thinking of maybe put an oval home in. So the silver build with some of the nation. I wonder if there's any property available that we have. We realize we don't have a place to park us. We surrendered to a room, and at the time we shared, they decided that there wasn't enough room for us, so they kicked us out. But at one time, I left off from Harris. Now they in that business because of Harris. Now introduced to all the areas that they got involved, so now they expand, so we feel that they was too big for us, so we had to find a place. Of course, the place that we was in, they decided to sell it. So we didn't have time to try to find another place for people. So they like they're out of money. So right now we need a place that we can park us in the air. You got a hospital, I like to build a new city system build like they have down here. Because that place is all built up. And if that's property or have some land that you really surrender, let us know how much you want for it and see if we can purchase it from you on possible. And we want to be a help to the city. When I first came out here, and I brought revenue to the city. I brought my transportation. I went to each community and took those kids to skate every Saturday night. And those parents that appreciated it because they didn't have a way to take their kids, a lot of them did. But by me having a bus and picking them up and giving them a safe trip there and back, and we left my road lane and took them to McDonald's. So that's the money that we brought into the city to help supply the city with extra funds. And if we don't have a base, that means all the burden will fall on the taxpayer. And eventually our taxes going up. And that's why I remember George was there all this thought at the same time he moved out because of the tax increase. So if your tax get too high, people can't afford that, and we either have to lose the property, they just don't move. So we want to try and bring some here to help unload the tax burden that's been shipped to the taxpayer, the homeowners. So we only limit because most of us retire. So you only got a certain amount of income. So if your tax gets too high, you can't afford, then you don't have to even lose it, or you got a problem with respect. So we on the look forward to try and bring interest here. We need a tax base, something to help pay the load, carry the load, so we'll be all able to survive. And when we come here, we elect people based on expectation, what they can do to help us, help the city, to grow. Now and then, I want to do anything possible to help build the city. If they want a love token, I always bought tickets, whatever they need. We was there to support the city and the mayor and everybody else. But it looked like, when it comes down to us, we put the freedom on. I started out.
Well, Mr. Harris, let them vote before you say anybody putting their feet on you tonight, okay? Let's get the office space and let's move from there. We appreciate what you did all these years now. But let them finish voting tonight and get on through that. And I don't want you to scare all these people with them taxes now. Come on now, you got to sit down now. I'm showing you a lot of respect in all the 80, 90 years you've been here. You're our elder, so I want to respect you. So, but don't scare the people now about them taxes. Okay. We working on it. We building stuff. We getting it done. Let's see what the council's pleasure is tonight. We making steps. We getting somewhere. So with that, any other questions, council?
No questions.
Okay, you can have a seat. Then we'll close the meeting.
Make a motion that we close the meeting to.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, what's your pleasure tonight,
I
Council?
make a motion that we grant a business license to Jack Harris Transportation for office space only, no buses.
Second.
Motion by Alderlady McDowell, second by Alderlady Hampton, to grant business license for school bus transportation office space only for Jack Harris Transportation. Any other question? Question's been solved. Roll call.
Alderlady McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderlady Hampton Hauser.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, amen.
Man.
All right, go get your license tomorrow, okay? All right, thank you. Okay, moving on.
The next business license is for Imperial Realty Group LLC.
Were they coming?
Look,
He's online, right?
He was trying to, he's in Europe, the owner of Imperial Realty, but I did have a conversation with him today. I'm familiar with the business. It was Morehouse Cartage, and he bought it about a year ago. He hasn't applied for a business license because right now, all it is a stop place for his vehicles to be parked while their drivers are resting. They're not using it as a business per se, but they have been in contact with our ordinance department. They painted the building, they redid the sign, they redid the lot, and they made some repairs on damaged fence. I talked to the owner today, and he's in Europe. And he was telling me where he's at. It would be 2 a.m. He was.
I'm also on this right here.
Yeah, he's on. You know what?
I am on.
Yeah, I just noticed that. So, is that Peter?
Glory that you're talking to.
Glory? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You want to let him go ahead, Alderman, and speak now?
So, this is basically the same kind of business of Morehouse Cartage. All they used it for was parking their trucks at night. They didn't operate a business out of there. They were there for 40 years. I knew Mr. Morehouse real well. He died. His two sons have sold it to Imperial Realty, and he wants to be a good neighbor. So it's been suggested that he apply for a business license, which he's more than willing to do. If anybody has any questions, we can open up. I make a motion that we open the floor to Imperial Realty Group LLC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have it. Mr. Glory from Imperial Realty Group, you can tell us anything that the Alderman may have missed out on, and we may have a few questions for you as well from the council. Good evening.
Sure, good evening. Yeah, like I said, I'm over here in Europe, so I don't know if you guys could hear me too well. If I get a little choppy, just let me know. Basically, he said everything. We're not trying to do anything crazy. We purchased this property from Morehouse Cartage. They had owned it for years. We own a trucking company that rented out of a property in Markham. We were lucky enough to grow and get a little successful in the last few years. So we were looking to expand. Started expanding. We wanted to look for a property of our own where our drivers can come, stop by, be comfortable with parking in their spots. You know what I mean? Not have other people come in and have it become a mess in that property. And we were lucky enough to come to an agreement with Morehouse Cartage for us to purchase this property. We've made a bunch of improvements to this property. Again, like I said, they owned it for 40 plus years. So the property was a little run down when we took over it. We paved it. We cleaned everything out of the building that is on the property. We made as many repairs, as many improvements as possible. We decided to stay, and we had opportunities to buy outside of Markham. We decided to stay in Markham, one, because we feel very comfortable with this neighborhood. We feel like we're a part of this neighborhood. We live in Oak Forest, so we're right around this area. We see the potential in the city. And we were excited to do this and to invest in this property. And I've been in contact with Robert Scharnhorst in Building and Housing. I've been in contact with Anthony Westbrook in Building and Housing as much as possible to know what I can do or what I need to do everything proper and to do everything correctly. And it took some time. It was a learning curve. We had some things that we had to change, some things we would do, but I think now we're in a great position, and we're excited to apply for this business license, and hopefully we can get it and move forward.
Okay. Council, any other questions?
How many trucks can you hold at this facility?
It depends. Comfortably, we don't want to make it too congested in there. Absolutely. So comfortably, I'd say 35 to, let's say, 38 comfortably.
Okay, and the facility is completely paved with drainage? Is that true?
Yes, everything's good. I had to go through the Metropolitan Water Department. So we got approval from them and all types of stuff with that. So that was a whole process as well. But yes, everything is in order now.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Approximately how much space is, how many acres is that?
The whole property is 78,000 square feet. That square footage, I'm not sure if that includes the building or if it's just the paved part. Sorry, can you guys hear me? It's getting choppy on my end. Perfect, okay. Yeah, so the whole property is 78,000 square feet roughly.
So at any given time, would there be open space or open areas for trucks? Because I'm pretty sure you probably won't have that many vehicles in there at one time, correct?
Correct, yeah. Our vehicles will be moving. And yeah, there's possibility that we have space in there. Like right now, we still have space. Because like I said, we're still growing, so right now we have space available.
I definitely would like to share some information with you, bus company, and see if we
I did hear that.
actually get together and put together something. If you're not actually utilizing all that space,
Sure.
I think that would help us out a little bit on this end as well.
We got some of that covered though. We got that.
Yes. The vehicles that you would have parked there, will they be fully loaded? Or will you have commodities inside the trailer?
Sure. There are times where they are loaded. Most of the time they're empty. If they are loaded, we ask our drivers not to unhook from the trailers because if it's a heavy load, depending on what kind of load or where they place it or how they drop it, it could damage the paved part. But we try to keep them hooked onto the trailers if they're loaded. Did you guys hear me on that?
Yeah, any other questions?
Make a motion, we close the floor to Imperial Realty Group.
Thank you, Mr. Glory. We're gonna, all in favor? Okay, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Glory. We're gonna make a decision now. Council, what's your pleasure?
Mayor, I can make a motion that we grant the Imperial Realty Group LLC a business license.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alderman Lady Hampton for approval to grant license to Imperial Realty Group. Oh, did I say McDowell? What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. McDowell. Thanks. Oh, I should have wrote it down. Okay. All right. Second by McDowell. We did question. Let's go to roll call.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderlady McDowell,
Yes.
Alderlady Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
motion carried.
We're gonna bypass that tonight. Yeah.
The next business license, Prestige Auto Finance, Inc.
So, oh, they're here? Okay, good. Can we open the floor to them, council?
Make a motion to open the floor for the finance and company.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening, Mr. Prestige. The council may have some questions of your business. You can tell us very briefly. We do have information in front of us about the business. Just give us briefly what the nature is tonight.
So the nature of the business is I buy cars from auto auctions and try to refill location.
That's good. Okay. Questions?
How many cars do I have there? Depends, I would say the maximum is a lot of yeah. Sometimes we have to set back our vehicles. 2 to 3 weeks, the car doesn't have to be sold. We can drive it off. You're repaid, which is like, when you're repaid. Yes.
I have a question. We do have an ordinance in reference to the years of the vehicle that can be sold. Are you aware of that? What year vehicles, what year of those vehicles that you can actually sell?
No, I wasn't aware of that, but most of my cars are, I would say, from 2017 and below.
You'll probably make the cut on that. I don't remember what the, we'll have to revisit the ordinance, but it is existing. And I forget what the number of years it is. But either way, we'll make sure that you know that. We'll inform you. Any other questions in your ward, Lady McDowell?
No, I've had a chance to go by the business today and look at the business.
No other questions? Okay, Alderman, you're fine? Okay, thank you, Mr. Prestige. You all want to close the floor to?
I make a motion that we close the floor to Mr. Prestige Auto Finance and Company.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, aye. Okay, you can have a seat. We'll take action on your license tonight. Council, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion that we grant a business license to Prestige Auto Finance and Company.
Okay, we got a motion. Okay.
No, this is.
Okay. Second.
Oh, okay. All right, we got a second now, all right. Question, let's go to roll call.
Yeah, I've noticed that on those apps, we got building inspection, health inspection, fire inspection, there's always been signed off on.
Correct. He said, I did speak with Robbie. He said once, it's approved by the council, then he will go out and
And
finish.
finish it up. We started the process, but we wanted to make sure that the council is approving these businesses before we, for instance, we go out there and get them doing things ahead of time. We don't want to get them too far down the road without approval from the board. We've made mistakes like that, getting them too involved, and then they get here and you tell them no. Okay. So now we'll do roll call.
Alderlady McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderlady Hampton,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
motion carried. The next business license is for Cart Clinic USA, Inc.
I make a motion that we open the floor to Park City USA and Company.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening, Mr. Car Clinic. How are you? You can tell us, Mr. Akron, very briefly about your business, and then the council may have some questions, okay?
Right now, we're just preparing some cars in my personal account right now, but I think in the future to start customer, so that was apply for the license, so I can give service for the community. I have a big space outside nothing. All my business would be inside. With the everything is for free. So all that private business are
Old Lady McDowell, I told her about you again. You want to respond to anything with him tonight?
No, I did have the opportunity to go by and look at the business. And he has no cars on the outside, everything is on the inside. I did speak with Robbie in the building and housing department, and he's waiting for us to see whether or not this is approved for him to go back and do the other additional inspections.
We are, and you have opportunities? Yes. This is that combo.
Any other questions, council? If not, we can close the floor.
Motion to close the floor to Car Clinic.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Akron, we're going to make a decision here. Council, what's your pleasure tonight?
I make a motion that we grant a business license to Car Clinic USA and Company.
Second.
Motion by Old Lady McDowell, second by Old Lady Hampton, to approve business license for Car Clinic USA. We've done question. Let's go to roll call.
Alderman Hampton Houses? Yes. Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman McDowell?
Yes.
Alderman Barron?
Yes.
Okay, and to mention, clerk here, I touched base with her about item C, to just hold that for the time being. They're not going to be available now. This may come back before the council later. All right. So that would be it.
That's all I have to see.
Thank you. Under the mayor's report, very briefly tonight, just wanted to be very brief tonight and just mention about what I've been doing public works and trying to still get caught up with a lot of things. We're definitely doing some things in terms of management with public works. We have picked up more drivers here recently, something that we have not had in quite some time with CDL drivers. So we're getting them acclimated and trying to really catch up. It's just really been probably, this is probably in my tenure, in the second tenure, this has not been for me in terms of we've done with public works. I'm still very pleased with public works, but definitely that's been probably my summer has been really kind of consumed with that a little bit more. A lot of praise for public works all the time. I still see that they're getting it done as best they can. I think that the aldermen have been very gracious with them, but when there's a problem in an area or something, I'm very vocal to speak about it so we can fix it. I don't just want to talk about it and say that it's an issue we're working on, but I'm definitely going to acknowledge that we can do better. I think that the community is doing well overall. I'm certainly pleased with what we're doing with police. I didn't say as much as before about police, but I think policing has improved greatly. I think that we're getting more police officers on, And definitely, I'm definitely seeing a lot with their equipment and their training and the things that they're trying to do better. And certainly the Building and Housing Department and Code Enforcement Department is getting better and better all the time. We rebuilt that from the ground up. No one that works in that department has ever worked here in the city of Markham. So the people that were there when I took office are all gone, every one of them. So we started over. And that is where your community gets strong. It gets strong with the housing department. Some people think, well, we'll just throw the police at it. Don't work like that. So I'm just letting you know, it comes from a strong housing code and a standard of living, and how our neighbors respond to each other, and what our neighbors do, and some of us don't like calling the police on your neighbor, or, you know, I think my wife knows I've called the police on my neighbors. So I've just called them. So she's told on me too. She told him, he called the police on you. Well, you know, I didn't know I called the police on one of my neighbors. And but anyway, you have to, if you can't talk to them, you got to have somebody help bring control. And so a strong standard of living and code is important. And so that's how the community gets stronger and better, by who lives here. And if you're not going to live right, you know, the thing I say about violence all the time, I talk about guns. The biggest place I talk about a gun is that I'm not holding a gun to your head to live here. If you don't want to live right, you can move. It's a free country, move. But we got to do better about how we live here, and that goes for me and anybody else. So with that being said, that was on my report. I was going to be very brief. Mr. Champion, if I left something out, you'll help me out.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mayor, for that
The
update.
administrative report.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Just start off with a couple things. Economic development, as you know, that we recently approved a new TIF district. We are currently interviewing viable businesses to go over in the TIF district, the new TIF district, off of 159th and Turner, I think that is. That Turner, Mayor?
Yes.
Turner, yes. So kind of stay tuned. We have to get that in place first, because we have to use tax incentives to recruit businesses, okay? So we're really excited about some of the things that we have, some of the viable businesses that we have targeted to come to Markham, especially restaurants. So I know that some of our residents have been asking about restaurants. So we are definitely, that's on the high priority list. Also, want to give an update on the infrastructure. I know a lot of people have had some concerns regarding infrastructure, especially seeing the situation over in Dixmoor. As some of you may or may not know, the Biden administration, the President Biden signed a $1 trillion infrastructure bill, and 19 billion of that has been allocated to. And the city of Markham is working diligently with our civil engineer. We have a construction budget that we're working on. We have a construction budget that we're working on currently, and it's a rolling process. So we have identified the east side for the first phase of sewer line replacements in that area. So kind of stay tuned for that. But some of the other things that the bill, the funding provides are for roads, waterways, water infrastructure, and as well as electric vehicle charging stations as well. So that's something that we understand that's important, especially in the city of Markham and the way that the government is trending. We're getting away from using gas. So we are, as part of our quality of life plan, that we want to make sure that we are being responsible when it comes to updates and making sure that we stand on the cutting edge of technology. So that's one of the things that we are focused on. And just to kind of piggyback on what the mayor kind of talked about regarding the police, we're really excited about our police department. We've been upgrading in all departments that lays in the industry. As you all may not know, that there's been some chip delays, but we are fading out or phasing out some of the older aging vehicles so we can have some work vehicles for our new officers and the current administration as well. Mayor, and one other thing, we are in the planning stages of having a hiring event, not just Amazon, but there's going to be several companies as well. So kind of stay tuned. We're confirming dates with companies that's going to participate. So kind of stay tuned. We will continue to have updates on our website and our social platforms as well. Thank you.
One thing I did leave out, Mr. Champion, was that one of the things that Amazon did for us, they did make a donation to help us along with infrastructure in terms of our water towers. So the east side water tower by Albany, Hampton has been painted and logoed. They need to put one more logo though, so you see the other side. But they're working on the one out front. We haven't had it done maybe in 20 years or something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's been a long time. But the first thing they have to do is they, you know, when you see that residue on the outside of the tower, after time that could contaminate water. So it's really important to get these towers cleaned and painted. And so we're pretty fortunate where they contributed hundreds of thousands to help us do that. And so that'll be painted and over the next several weeks or a couple months or whatever before it gets cold, we should be completed with the new water tower painting, which there's a lot of prep work that goes into ahead of time. The other thing I did want to mention I left out is they finally torn down Walgreens. So if you're passing by there and you're wondering what it was, we talked about Thornton for the longest. The Thornton gas station is on the move. Attorney Michelle's worked diligently with making sure all the legal stuff is done.
That's right.
So this process is like a root canal. Trying to get it done, it's like, oh my goodness, when are they going to do it? But, you know, it just takes time to get all this stuff done. Same thing with the car wash and the strip mall down there and different things that helps the community. Everybody wants something really quick and overnight, but the biggest thing that when you talk about restaurants and stores and things that other communities have, we had a lot of things that we had to do before we can get to that.
Right.
You know, it's like inviting somebody to your house. You don't invite them over to clean up. We had to clean some things up in the community, inside and out. And so now we're a little bit more presentable about people coming to us. We were very fortunate and blessed that this board and this council stuck together to get Amazon in the door. Extra money that this community has in terms of millions that it'll have, that'll render to us, then it'll be a good venture. We may not all see some of it, but I think that we'll see in the next few years of how lucrative it'll be for the community and how we'll prosper. So just had to mention that. Thanks, Mr. Champ, for reminding me though. Okay, with that, we'll move over to the Aldermanic and ward reports, and good evening, Alderman.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well and my family's doing well. Mayor, I was inquiring about the old cabinet company on Kedzie. You know, there's been a lot of traffic over there. Possible we can get Public Works to clean up the back area, knock some of those trees and stuff down?
Have to do.
Okay, good.
We'll do it, we'll get on it right away. Very fast. Usually your constituent over there called Ms. Davis. Yes. You can call me this time, but you shouldn't have to call us. That's why I'm kind of, why I am with Public Works, that you're right, we need to clear that. Yeah. Still barricaded though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, but we'll get on it.
Sidewalk repair. List of sidewalk repair, date for target sidewalk repair. There's a couple of sidewalks that need some major attention in our road. So, you know, we have a.
Yeah, let's get those to me, and we'll go ahead and evaluate how many we can do.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Give me a call.
Okay. I'm still hosting Block Club Party a week ago, so please, when Block Club Party, the cold weather
kicks in, please let me know. It'll be really, informative and, also, the Brewer Township has a produce mobile that's coming Friday, from 10:30 to 12:30. So if you're interested in, coming to free produce, come next door to Brewer Township.
Okay. Alma, you gotta invite me to your block club, though. They invite me to their festivals. So you gotta invite me
Well,
out.
definitely, you always welcome.
Okay, all right, I wanna come too now.
Definitely, I announced it last time, I was looking for you, they were looking for you.
I wanted to get there too. I didn't think about it till later to, somebody said that. So I'm gonna make sure I get out there with you. So.
Please do.
Otherwise, I told a couple of, they're gonna have to, I'm gonna have my own festival.
No.
They'll run me out of town if I try that. I get put out of here. Okay, good evening, Alderman Barrett.
Good evening. I was really proud the way the community went through the Labor Day weekend. I don't think we had that much trouble at all. We had a couple of fests going on. Alderman McDowell, Alderman Hampton had a couple of fests that were very nice. Police, Public Works, and Fire, tremendous job. I have noticed our numbers in the police department have improved, and I also noticed that the police patrols have improved. Matter of fact, one of the things that I really like is at night they're putting their takedown lights on so that you know when they're going through your neighborhood. So, the only other thing is I'm trying to work on making a bigger map for the ward so I can get that out. I'm gonna put it out in the newsletter and have it delivered to all the residents, and then trying to talk to the people, just trying to inform people of the change of wards. I mean, it's still new to me. So, but other than that, that's it, Mayor. That's my report.
Thanks. I agree with the takedown lights with the police department, chief. Please keep that going. That's great. The high visibility, so the people can continue to see them when out this patrol at night. Those takedowns mean the world. They really do. So I like it. So thank you. Okay. Good evening, Alderman Lady Hampton.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Good evening, members, citizens of Marlboro. I think the first thing I'll start off with is I just want to thank everyone for coming out to the First Ward Festival. I thought it was very, very successful. There was a lot of work that was put into it for the citizens of Marlboro. Again, not just Ward 1, but for the citizens of Marlboro. I humbly appreciate each and every last one of you for coming out, enjoying the festivities, and just having a great time. I do and know without a shadow of a doubt the children had an awesome time. The adults had a good time too, because we ate pretty good. I don't know how many hot dogs they ate. They ate about 6, 7 of them. But they were delicious hot dogs. So I want to thank everybody for coming out to the festival 2 weeks ago Saturday. Also, I elaborate on this here as the Markham Community Block Club in reference to the cleaning of the easement. We have been diligently moving very, very successful and fast at this present time in cleaning out our easements. Again, if you look up and you leave out your house at 8 o'clock in the morning, you come back at 4:30 in the evening, don't panic. If you see a lot of debris outside, branches, tires, cement poles, or whatever, it's because we have to find some home or some location so we can bring it out the easement and put it in the front so that Public Works can come by and actually pick that up. So please be aware, today I know we were very aggressive in working in the easement and we're getting it done. So I hope you appreciate your patience in reference to the easement. Also, I want to say, for those, I'm pretty sure you all do know, and for those who don't know, the city wards have been reallocated or they have been redistricted. So I am Ward 1 and now over in the Canterbury area as well. So I'm getting familiar with the area, I've driven through there, and so basically, please be looking at your mail or on your door, not for sure it's gonna be mailed on the door, for some information for a coffee sip. I'm actually gonna be coming over into the Canterbury area to hold a coffee sip, and I'm also gonna have a coffee sip in the ward area that I'm in now as well, on the opposite side of town. I want to take that opportunity to introduce or reintroduce myself and let everyone know exactly how we're moving forward, what the game plan is. And not only that, is to get your suggestions on what you feel is going to be comparable for the city of Markham, or what I need to bring to this diocese to see if we can execute that. That's what my job is. My job is to actually be a liaison from you to me to this diocese. So I want to get that opportunity to introduce myself, reintroduce myself, and see how we can move forward. And also combine all the wards, well, Ward 1 on the opposite side of Dixie Highway with the ward on Canterbury side as well. So I got to get your suggestions on how we can really work that out. Should I hold 2 meetings or try to have 1 meeting and everybody meet in one spot? But we'll work that out. So please get an opportunity to find that information in your door. It should be out sometime next week with a date and time. So please inform your neighbors. Now, if I can, I'm trying to learn, like Alderman Barron, I'm trying to learn my way through there. I had placed out the flyers for the festival, and I didn't realize I didn't go down far enough on one major street. So I got that all situated, so everybody should be receiving the same information. So when you do, please mark it on your calendar and make it a priority if you can to come out to the coffee sip so we can get a little bit more information, okay? And then also I want to say thank you, Mayor, because I know I had been really hounding you a little bit in reference to the pumping station over in our ward. Ward 1, the pumping station is located on 161st and Hermitage. If you didn't get an opportunity to go by there, please go by there and look at that area. They actually painted it and putting the logo on and putting the logo on the opposite side as well, and it looks so much better, because it was one of my major concerns, not having a lot of knowledge in reference to pumping stations, but having enough knowledge to recognize that the pumping station, the exterior does affect the interior. So I'm glad we got that opportunity to get that done and improve that area over there as well. So I humbly thank you, Mayor, so much for moving expeditiously for on my behalf of my residents as well to get that done. Another issue we have, I've spoken, but I don't want to say issues, I call them concerns or challenges. Another challenge that we're dealing with right now with some of my residents is in reference to, Mayor, the police, not seeing the police officers enough. So I did actually speak to quite a few residents in my ward, and I told them, just like you stated here, whatever we have hired on new police officers or more police officers, so we get the opportunity to actually, the chief gets the opportunity to actually, delegate them in different areas. And I know I personally have seen an improvement on policing in my ward, in Ward 1. But some residents stated that they did not or whatever. So I'm just asking the chief, if he can just kind of make a little restitution or whatever and make sure that the police officers are traveling through the wards at different hours or different times. Happy Labor Day to everyone, and that's it, Mayor.
Okay, Old Lady, thank you very much. Good evening, Old Lady McDowell.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and residents that are present tonight. Secondly, 2 longtime residents who have, made their transition with the community center at 157 in our Caviar area. And just this, past weekend, Mrs. Smith on Game Day, passed the day before the Second Ward Festival. I'm really gonna miss him. That was my talking buddy as I, around in the ward. This funeral service. I'm noticing, I will get with the police chief, I'm noticing people are parking their vehicles in the front yard. So Chief, I do have some addresses for you, to look at some of those homes. Also, September 18th, those of you who live in the Canterbury area coming down California, that entire street will be blocked off due to the concert that's gonna take place at Crown Point. So I want everyone to know on Plymouth, Oxford, that's turning into California, that entire street will be blocked off. Actually, I would ask you all to avoid 167 as all as possible, because that traffic is going to be a monster right there. I want to thank all of Second Ward residents that came out to support your festival. It was indeed an honor and a pleasure to be able to be the host over your festival for your ward, and I hope everyone enjoyed it and had a very wonderful Labor Day weekend, and that is the end of my report.
Thank you all, Lady McDowell. And can we have a motion to open
Make a motion that we open the floor to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good evening. If you sign in here, we'll call your name on, and we'll have 3 minutes to address the city council. You go to the podium and address us. And, good evening.
Rosie Hall. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Shame on me.
I said, he don't see me.
You stopped in here.
Praise the Lord. But I'm glad to be here tonight. I like to thank Renee and you, Mayor. You know, I was complaining about the house. It's up this tall, trees all around the house. So you came in, you cut the grass, you cut the trees down. But my main concern, there's still a tree, and this tree is reaching over, touching on the lot. It's still on the vacant lot right beside me, and it's next to my fence. So right now, it's taller than this building, and it's reaching over. Couple more feet, it's gonna touch my rod. So I wish someone would come and take a look. Now, she came and looked. She said, "You're gonna cut it down, Miss Hall, get patient. It's been about 3 or 4 years ago. And
Oh, Miss Hall. Come on, Miss Hall. Miss Hall, come on. Come on, Miss Hall. 3 years, Miss Hall.
Excuse me.
Oh, 3 years. Come on, Miss Hall.
I apologize. Maybe 2 years.
I'll take 2 over 3.
Okay. And the tree is getting bigger and bigger.
Is this about the vacant ground?
Yeah, I did, and I had a conversation with Ed. Again, yeah, so we've been working with it.
That's all we can do. It's just go ahead and deal with it and leave the property.
Yeah.
So you call it alley.
So
you
let's
call
talk
it
about the bar.
The easement, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right behind this vacant house.
Yeah.
The easement has now been.
Yes.
They came all the way down.
The easement is clean. The easement is completely clean.
The house I'm complaining about.
Yeah, the easement is behind the property, behind Hermitage, and runs up with Polina. That vacant area through there, that's the easement. Yes, ma'am.
They don't know what clean is.
I know clean is when you can walk through there and still see your feet. That's clean. See your feet, that's clean. Those on the opposite side of the fence. Those on the property. But the Yes, ma'am, those on the property, but the easement itself is completely clean. Now, what you're speaking of is on the property of the vacant property.
Is that what
So
it
that,
is?
yeah, so that's what we have to follow.
Yeah, I can see that easement is cleared out.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I could be on 162nd now and see right through it, which we couldn't see before. So we'll address what you're talking about that's high. I know what's that.
Yeah, and I did have a conversation again with Ed, and I know I'm probably being a burdensome to him as well to a certain degree, because I constantly, ask about it, and I know their workload is heavy, and they, yeah, just doubling back.
We got a contractor to help us. with
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Since that's what we were so backed up, we had to get a contractor to help.
And I thank the mayor for coming by. It's a hole right in front of my house. He just fixed it on it.
Yeah, but we didn't fix, I don't think we fixed it yet.
No, it's not.
And I'm getting my mind about that. Plus, the front will be breaking half in two. Yeah, what front is, I don't like that.
Yes,
But I just thank you all so much for what you're doing already. Oh, the festivities were beautiful.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Not able to get around.
Yeah.
I used to, I was told, my grandson, oh, grandma.
Mm-hmm.
It was great, and a lot of people saw it.
Yes.
And I just think how the neighborhood is really improved.
Mm-hmm.
It's really improved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from a long way. So I thank you all for that. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
Just stay there 1 second, because you come here all the time, and I will say this, and I appreciate you, to probably some, maybe 30 years ago, Ms. Hall and myself and her husband stand in front of our home, and we took a picture, and we gave you a beautification award.
Yes,
Probably about 30 years ago. Is that right? Something like that. Mayor Miller was the mayor.
Came out one time.
What's that?
Came out.
That's correct. So we understand your passion along with everybody else, and we're doing the best we can. Thanks for your patience, but we understand why you're sticking.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
You've been there a long time, so we'll do our best.
Yeah.
And eventually, we tell you we're gonna do something, eventually we get it done. It takes a while, but we'll get it done. Ain't gonna take those 3 years.
Yeah. I seen that, yeah, the Evergreen they done intertwined with one another and that, yes. I had conversations with, gentleman that goes out with me in the housing department, Ezekiel. So Ezekiel and I want to say a couple of weeks ago, or whatever, we did stop by there and we addressed it and everything. So I'll give you an update on exactly what's going on with that as well.
Oh, lady, we'll get over there.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Ms. Hall. Thank you. 3 years.
Good evening, everybody in Markham. My ties in Markham, my wife is from Markham, she's living in incorporated Markham, where Amazon is at now. Ada Ball wouldn't help raise her, but that's not why I'm here. I heard somebody say something about a root canal and long procedure. I'm actually up here about ordinance 14-0-2100. And it's titled, an ordinance establishing a program to redevelop properties, abandoned properties. In October 2016, I bought the right to develop properties underneath this ordinance. The root canal is, I still not have completed the assignment. I've been stopped every single time I try to do something. This was 2016 of October. 2017, I guess the mayor got indicted and everything. I don't know if I got caught in the middle of that web, no pun intended. But those were never my intentions. I didn't make this ordinance. I didn't bamboozle anybody to come up with a list of distressed properties. It's over 400 in Markham, last time I checked. I just spoke for rights to the agreement. And it's been 6 years coming up. All I want to do is be heard. So I don't know if the motion to bring this ordinance back up. I've had several meetings with several people on the board. And in 2016, it was no mayor. I was always with John Thompson going upstairs. I would come up there every day, and get turned away. But I also was cooperating with one time. They issued me out building permits so I could start the rehab. Let me tell you, see, the program was that I paid for the rights to redevelop distressed properties. Then those properties go back on the tax roll, and I get the deed, judicial deed process. It never happened. It sounded like it was a win-win for everybody, because everybody was talking about property taxes. That would have helped everybody contribute to the property taxes. The pool is very low right now with all the distressed properties. And I still come up there maybe once a month now, because I had to do several career changes. And I get nothing. Nobody to speak to. Nobody can tell me anything. And I went from being Mr. Dorsey at one point to being public enemy #1. It was even
Well, now, Mr. Dorsey, don't accuse the city of that.
He said that.
I'm gonna let you talk. And I'll let you talk for a little while, maybe, but, because I know this situation, but don't accuse the city of that. Not while I'm sitting here.
You weren't here.
I was been, but I'm sitting here now.
I apologize for that.
Keep talking.
But it went from me having cooperation to just all of a sudden, don't do nothing, Mr. Dorsey. That's true. I'm still stuck in limbo, 6 years next month. And I've done everything I can do. All I want to do is just finish what I started. And I just want to be heard. In 2020, WGN did a special on me. They ran ads for all week. I'm not proud of that. I'm embarrassed. Because it just looked like I got money. I look stupid. And the reason why I got the money is because my mama died. It left me the money. It's just like raised in the sun. When the son had the money, he was supposed to invest in buying a house or something like that. Now he looks stupid.
You don't look stupid to me.
I'm still in the hand.
Mr. Dorsey, if I can just chime in, we can't really speak on what's going on right now because there's still pending litigation with those.
But I will say this much, you're right, Mr. Champion, and I'm sure council will shut me up at some point too, but I will say this, that I am glad you showed up because a lot of people don't believe that we in court about the stuff that, because I tell them all the time, because I thought my name was, give me some of them houses, because that's all I hear. I've been hearing that, I'm on my second term, and all I hear when people come up here, hey man, you gotta do some of them houses. You helping me out. Because we've been in court, and I tell people all the time that because of this, some of them houses thing went bad before we got here with this situation. They don't believe me. They think that I'm just running interference. That I don't want to see programs of development and stuff like that. But what happened in general was that the program didn't go well. You unfortunately were on the bad end of that before I got here. And I'd like to see, you know, a lot of these things happen and develop, but it's interfered, you know. So I understand you're right. You have experienced a root canal, and I don't think that you're, you know, stupid or anything like that. I think that somebody just took advantage of it. And I want to see the same thing you want to see. And I say that's how I feel about our community. So I want to see the same thing. I want to see the same justice for you, and I want to see that for our community. Yeah. No. I'm not saying you were. There's some people that need to. There's some people that need to be dealt with about that, and I'm hoping that one day that happens. You know, that's my hope and prayer, and that things go well for you. My thing is that the city has to take a position where it's at and defend itself, and we've done the best we can to try to tell you the same, defend yourself as best you can, because we got caught in something and some mess, and you definitely got caught in the middle of it. That's the best I can say before they jump me over here. But hopefully something else will happen. Now, I don't know what. I don't know where it's at, because you have counsel and we have counsel. Okay?
Can I say we can reintroduce the location?
Well, once you're represented by counsel, it gets a little difficult about how far we can start discussing things because it's a legal matter. So I can talk about empathy and sympathy all day. There's no law against that. But I can't really get into any details about anything. So that's legal.
And Mr. Dorsey, to just before you step down, once this litigation is over, we will reintroduce the housing redevelopment program. It'll just be modified a little bit, but we will reintroduce that program.
That's our hope, because there's other people like yourself, young entrepreneurs that have a vision, that really want to do the right thing. And, you know, we want to support that.
Hopefully it's not 10 years from now.
I hope not, because, you know, from all the vacancies that are out there, we still have them. That's a hindrance to us. I mean, you just had the lady just sat down, there's a vacant house next to her. You know, that's an issue. So we want to see it fixed too. So that's what Austin said. I've never mistreated you when you come to City Hall. I may have had to avoid you from time to time, but that was just illegal. You know, I probably was busy too, but I've never mistreated you. I've always treated you with respect. I might, like I said, I might have been busy, but I understand.
Other people have though.
Well, I hope nobody else here does that. I mean, we just try and give you due diligence.
They ain't here right now.
What's that?
I said they're here now. People have mistreated me.
Oh, they what?
They're here now.
Oh, well then I don't know who that could be.
Up here.
All right. Who are you pointing to? I'm interested in that.
Well, his 2 minutes are up.
We were doing good. So
Hey, Mayor, here's 2 minutes.
I gave you some room, but you can't assault the dais.
Mayor, his 2 minutes are up.
All right, we're done. Okay, moving on.
Larissa Rollins. Good evening, my name is Loretta Rollins. I'm a 43-year-old resident of Markham. I'm a senior. I need help. I want to know, what do I have to do to get a meeting with the mayor? I've called your office several times. Whoever's in your stead, they called me. That was like the last week of July. I was going to Florida. She didn't call me back. I got a call back. They asked questions, no call back. Another young lady called me. Everybody want to know what my problem is, but I'm not getting any help. And the reason I want to meet with you, because in November, you as my alderman, which I don't know if he's still my alderman, he came over my house with you, and you told me you were going to help me out. So I've been trying ever since November to get in touch with you. I got trees all around my house, none in my house. This last big storm we had, the tree knocked my tent down and tore my tent up. I need somebody to take these trees out. They are all over my garage. Like the young lady said, they are over my garage. And I'm afraid if it Another big storm, they gonna tear my garage down. I need help. You told me you was gonna help me with another problem. So Mayor, I've been trying to get in touch with you with no avail. And I hear everybody talking about the grass. How you think a neighbor feel? They in between a house, they got a whole blue tarp over their house. Now, you have cold people riding around. This been going on, my husband been dead 8 years. It was going on before he died. I mean, after 10 years, Mayor, you could afford to put you a roof on your house. So, you put little stickers about grass. Take care of these people's house, because their taxes is going up because this house is in the middle of you and nobody seems to care. And like I say, I'm a senior. I call up here to see why I'm not on the grass. They cut my grass every 2 weeks free. Don't get no answer. Everybody looking at the call ID. And I'm saying there, they saying, forget you. We don't want to talk to you today. I have 3 children. They split $50 every week to get my grass cut. My alderman, Mr. Jones, gave me the number to whoever's in charge of this. Call it 2 or 3 days. You get tired of calling people. Then if you come up here, you can't see nobody. Like the gentleman said, if you see them, they don't want to talk to you. I just need a little help out here. And you got these cold people riding around. How you pass up this house with a whole blue tarp on it? In Canada. I live in Canada. So you can't see. So I don't know whose job is what, but I need some help with these trees that's not in my yard. I gotta pay for leaves when the leaves start coming down. Trees not in my yard. I'm asking for some help. After 43 years being in one community, I should be able to get some help. I shouldn't have to call and leave a message and nobody call me back. I'm too old for that. I don't wanna, I get mad with Comcast. I'm mad with everybody, but I'm really mad with the city of Markham, because that's who I pay my taxes to. So, thank you.
Ms. Rollins, I did get your message about trees. I'll say this, I'll apologize to you. I did get your message. I didn't respond to it. I got busy. No excuse. I'll get over there, we'll look at the trees, and we'll deal with what we have to do.
Okay, you remember what my other problem was?
I don't remember, you can tell me when we get over there, I'll deal with it. If I told you I was gonna deal with it, I'm gonna do it.
And I know you have a lot on your mind,
Well, we're
that's
not gonna do
why.
all that, that's why I shouldn't have got elected. I shouldn't be up here.
No,
I
I'm
can
not
take
saying
it,
that,
let's just get to it, I did give you my word, and I'm gonna stick to it.
And the people you got in your stead, like, I think her name is Angie. Sometimes when you have somebody taking up your duties, you gotta follow behind them, because they ain't gonna be good at it as you are. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Rollins, I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, Rollins.
Oh, wait a minute, tomorrow I volunteer.
Well, then I come Friday, but now I gotta check with my wife. Now you gotta check with my wife, see if I can get out.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
But Friday is good. Friday is good, and every Monday, Tuesday.
I'll be over there Friday, that's better yet.
Long as it's before 2:40.
You was retired, you was sound like you working the job, I need you up here with me.
Well, I gotta take my car to the
No, that's fine. I'll talk to you Friday morning, okay?
Oh, let me ask one more question.
Yeah.
My alderman is not my alderman anymore.
So you're in Ward 2 now.
Well, where you at?
No more. You know, I'm completely out of Canada.
He done spoiled you.
Here's your alderman.
Ms. Hampton gonna spoil you.
Sorry, that's Ward 1. You in Ward 1, I'm sorry.
He's in one.
You in 1.
Yes. She's on.
On Oxford, right off of Oxford.
After all these years, y'all take my alderman from me?
Hey, look.
I
That ain't
love
on
you too.
me. That's on the census. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I love you. All right.
Okay, Ms. Rollins, I'll see you Friday now. Cause I can't have you come up here and whoop me again now. I know it. I know. Hey, you take me to the woodshed. I know how to get to your house. Okay. Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, motion to close the meeting to the public.
Motion to close the meeting. I make a motion that we close the meeting to the public.
You can talk with me afterwards, Miss. If you didn't sign in and you need to talk to me after the meeting, yeah, you can talk with me after the meeting if you want. I'll be here. I'll wait for anybody so we don't hold everybody up. Okay? All right, motion second, all in favor? Ayes. Okay,
Motion that we go into executive session.
for litigation.
Litigation.
For 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ms. Yuji, I'll see you real quick. I don't want to make you wait.